Good afternoon, La Grange. I'm Jack Thompson, City Manager of the City of La Grange, and it's good to see you again. I want to thank you for your participation in our survey for the land comp plan. We did receive really good response on that, and so every bit helps. All your opinions, all your thoughts on where you would like to see the city go as far as development was very helpful, and that is information that we will include in our plan as we move forward. And we'll be back with you on next steps within that comp plan, and we just really are grateful for your participation in that. Today we're going to interview one of the city staff. It is Caleb Park, and he is our Main Street manager. And Caleb, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience and also give a little bit of background on yourself.
Yeah, this is kind of fun. I've done like lives before for the Main Street page, and so I've been. Someone referred to me as the Facebook guy one time, which is fun. I was like, all right, cool. I'm the Facebook guy now. So here I am once again. Like Jack mentioned, I handle the Main Street program for the City of La Grange, which is a lot of things. We can probably dive into that in this kind of setting, but I oversee the Main Street program. I've been in this role since September 2021. So I've been a little over 4 years now. And I get to do basically all things downtown as well as a couple of other things. So it's fun. I'm not born and raised here necessarily. I moved here whenever I was in high school. My dad grew up here, and so we moved back. And I've really come to love La Grange and kind of the community we get here. And so it's a fun role. I get to talk with a lot of people doing a lot of really cool things in our community.
Well, that's great. So you went off to college, I guess, and you want to tell them where you went?
Yeah, I went to A&M for all the Aggies watching. I went to A&M.
That's half the town is happy about that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
the other half's opinion of me just drops significantly, right?
A little bit, yeah.
So, I went to A&M. I graduated in 2017. Graduated from La Grange in 2013. So I did make it out in 4 years. I ended up going back to get my master's later on after I took a couple of years off of school. But so I've been to A&M twice. Not that probably means anything, but I moved back here. There was job hiring, and so I moved back here after college, and then made a career change. Ended up getting in here with the city. I'd been a summer intern at the visitor center back in 2016. It's kind of where my first dip into the pool came from. We used to be in the old jail back then, so that was kind of fun. That building is very haunted, as I'm sure many of the people watching know.
Well, this is a good season for that.
Yeah, it is a good season. It's very spooky season.
Spooky season.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and you came back.
Yeah, I came back, and the Main Street job, they were looking for someone to do it, and I knew a little bit about what Main Street was, so I said, well, I can also learn the rest of it as we go, and never really looked back. Kind of got thrown into the deep end pretty quickly. We've had a lot of transition. I started back right in the very last couple of months of Sean, well, I guess last year really of Sean being here, and so still here, still doing downtown stuff. So but it's an exciting time for downtown.
As your boss, you're doing a good job.
Well, I appreciate that.
I really like what's happening in downtown, and we'll use this as our segue moment
to
go into what is happening in Main Street and downtown.
Yeah, so Main Street, I've given this talk a lot, but it's still sometimes a little complicated even for me. But so Main Street is it's a national program that La Grange is a part of. We participate in. So there's Main Street America, who's the big national organization. It's a nonprofit organization that kind of provides guidance across states. And then every state does it a little bit differently. In the state of Texas, it's coordinated by the Texas Historical Commission. So they're the people I talk to more directly about Main Street program stuff. And at its core, every town's structured a little bit differently. But at its core, Main Street is really 4 kind of components, and that makes up kind of the program. So there's promotion, there is economic vitality, there's organization, and then there's historic preservation. So to sort of touch on all those, promotion's the stuff you probably know us for. That's the big kind of events. So we've got some coming up this fall in Trick or Treat and Schmeckenfest. Those are things that we help organize and put together in our office. But it's a lot of things that are maybe a little bit smaller, but also still pretty prevalent. If you've ever been in downtown on Saturday morning, you've probably seen the farmers market. We had a really good turnout this past Saturday. And so we have staff who also help manage that. And then, as far as promotion goes, it's also partnering with other groups to help them do things in downtown. So we've had car shows that we've helped block off some space for in downtown. We help some groups organize festivals, some logistical things, get them extra trash cans. And in fact, if you've got any ideas for a downtown event, we'd love to talk to you. We have a whole guide where we sort of have laid out the step-by-step process of making an event in downtown happen.
And that's a pretty helpful guide too.
Yeah.
Because we can't do it all as far as the city goes. And there has been some good private type push on events.
Yeah.
So,
We've had some really good partnerships that bring some really, really good things to downtown. The next component we can talk about, economic vitality. That's probably the second, or maybe historic preservation up there, but economic vitality is another big component. It's a little more visible. That we work a lot with our EDC on, in terms of trying to bring business to downtown, and then trying to connect people who want to do business with spaces that are available for them to do business in downtown. We get a lot of calls and emails from folks who they've got an idea, or they're already maybe running a business, but they want a new location for it, and they usually will call us or email us and say, hey, I really want to be in downtown. And so part of that is trying to find a space that works for them, and hopefully connect them with the people who own that space, so that they can either see if that's going to work out for that space, or if there's properties for sale and they're looking to own a space in downtown, we're happy to help make that connection too.
And we have had a couple properties sell recently over there by the train depot.
Actually, I was just her name's Heather. I was just helping her the other day. She's refurbishing that 2-story wooden building. It's like 2 buildings down from the train depot. So they're doing some work on that building. And that segues really well into the historic preservation component of this, actually, because she's using the facade grant to help with that building. So helping to replace some of the wooden siding that needs replacement. So historic preservation is another big part of this. It's sort of what makes every downtown a little bit unique, is that it's got its own character to it. No 2 downtowns are exactly the same, and the assets they have vary. And so we have a lot of really cool assets in our downtown, a lot of really cool stories. If you've never done it before, you should do the historic walking tour. Bobby Nash from the County Historic Commission leads it. Bobby's forgotten more than I'll ever learn, probably, but he knows basically every story about every building in downtown. It's super, super cool. And so sometimes we help coordinate grants to help kind of stimulate some of that historic preservation. Other times it's sort of just helping to advise property owners. What's best practices? Sometimes they'll call us and say, hey, I get that this is a really nice historic building. I want to be a good steward of it. What are the things I should either look to do or not do? And so we can usually provide some guidance there.
Cool.
As well as, we can help connect you with historic tax credits, design services through the Texas Historical Commission. They'll send out architects to help drop some concepts, things like that.
Very good. Well, and there's something else with downtown. We do have a couple investments that have occurred.
Yeah.
Two big things coming in.
We've got
talk about those.
We've got La Grange Brewing Co. is coming in at 256 West Colorado Street. Didn't want to say the wrong number in case I spooked someone who's like, wait a minute,
That's why.
256 West Colorado Street will be the home of La Grange Brewing Company, which is going to be really cool. They've got a location out kind of, if you are out going towards like Neckanitz area, they've got a location already out there. So if you're wanting to get a sneak peek at kind of some things to expect, go see them sometime. But they really wanted to have a location in town and in downtown especially. And so they've been trying for a while, and it worked out that this property was available to them. And they're going to do a really cool restaurant setting, as well as they're going to brew some of their beer on site. They're still going to brew a lot off site, I think, because you need a really big area for that. But They'll be brewing some on site as well, but it'll be a really cool place to eat and also hang out, have a little third place. There's a lot of really neat possibilities you could do with that building, but it's going to be really cool. I saw some images for it just the other day, and it's really exciting to see. I can't wait for them to be kind of ready to share with people.
Yeah.
But not quite there yet, but we are looking forward to hopefully getting to invite y'all to come see them. And then, the community theater, who's been in a lot of places, such as the building I work in, the Casino Hall. They've been at the amphitheater. Sort of been a little nomadic the first 10 seasons of their existence, but they're actually renovating a property into like a performance venue that they're going to use, as well as also host other things too. I mean, I think the idea is they're going to use it for music concerts, open mic night, maybe have comedians come in. There's a lot of possibilities with a space like that. And so that's also got some plans coming in here pretty soon. So those are kind of ramping up. Right now it's sort of like in the preheat phase, but it's really about to start baking. It's going to be pretty cool.
It is. People always wonder, what's going on. We haven't seen much, but there's that planning component, right? Mm-hmm. Where you have to get the architectural plans done, and fortunately, both have moved along pretty well. Mm-hmm. And so, both should be starting construction, sooner than later.
Yeah, it'll be really cool. To just kind of put a bow on the Main Street program, the fourth point of that is organization, which is the part that's the hardest to communicate because it's not the part you always see, but more or less it's sort of just making sure that we have partnerships for downtown and that we have a lot of support for downtown. And I know that to be true. I talk to a lot of people. There's a lot of interest and passion for downtown. A lot of people see it as really a crown piece of our community. And I'm not an impartial person, but I agree with them. And so making sure that we have people who care about downtown and what it becomes, and then how do we put them in a position to help us affect creating the downtown that they really want. And so sometimes that's partnerships. So Feed the Need, wonderful organization. They are also part of the Texas Burger Bash that they do every April. And so those are two great partnerships for downtown. Oktoberfest, which just wrapped up a couple weeks ago, that's the Rotary Club of La Grange. Mm-hmm. That's another good partnership. Animal Shelter did a car show last year. So there's a lot of sort of partnership and community building we get to do. And that's sort of what the organization component is. We also have an advisory board. It's not just me and staff who do this. We have a board of people who help us sort of make decisions, and they sort of give us a group that we can go and say, this is what we're doing too. It's almost entirely composed of people who either work in downtown or in some cases we want to make sure we're representing a lot of voices in our community, and so we actually have some high school positions for students to be a part of it. So they can tell us, what do our kids want in their downtown? Let them have a seat at the table and tell us, what can we do to make sure that they've got stuff for them. I mean, we hear that a lot. People want stuff for their kids. We want stuff for their kids. So.
Well, and when we've been going through the comp plan stakeholder meetings, we had that day at the high school with their leadership team of students, and they had some really good ideas on having some programming in downtown. And so,
one of my favorite conversations to be a part of was meeting with the senior class officers and sort of, here's a map. What would you want if you could put whatever? What would you want it to be? It was really cool getting to sort of see them figure it out in real time. And so, and that sort of gets into additional things I do because, it, like many organizations, there's your written out job, but then there's additional duties that come up too.
Yeah, the others as assigned.
Other duties as assigned. And so, for me, again, I mentioned there's been some transitions. So certain things I just picked up along the way. But other things that I sort of get to have a hand in, I oversee our tourism and communications staff for the city. So they're the ones who do a bulk of the work, but I sort of help provide some guidance for them, support. If there's certain tasks I can help them with, I'm always happy to participate in that. And that's kind of just a natural fit because we office in the visitor center. So, it makes sense that we're also doing the tourism stuff as well. I've also been doing, like we said, some community engagement. So you've probably seen a lot about our parks plan and our land comp plan. And, a lot of that is just connecting people with the folks who are helping us create the plan. And so that's where I get to help be a part of that. So there's some people I've reached out to about, hey, can we sit down and talk about this sometimes? We've also tried to do open houses. We'll have some more coming for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I've sort of gotten to be a part of that process, which has been really fun. We've gotten to have really fun, candid conversations about what people want for their community. And there's a lot of passion that comes up in those, and it's sort of just infectious. You feed off of people's excitement for what things they would like to see.
It is. We've been very fortunate in that a lot of you have responded and shown up to our meetings and given us input, because that's so important for us, because again, it is the community's plans, and what they want. And so it's been very beneficial for us to have really good participation. Our survey numbers are very high for a city our size, and it really even blew away our consultants. And they do this a lot. They work with a lot of cities, and for them to see our survey results, we're really participating at a better rate than a town of 5,000 would normally participate. So it's been really good. People do love La Grange. They're very passionate about it. And from a staff perspective, we're glad to see that.
Yeah, we really appreciate y'all's participation so far. And we hope you keep participating. Again, we've got more to come still. But, at the end of this, our ideal situation is that we have a plan that represents truly our community and sort of their desires. And so I'm excited to share that with you. As we go along, also check out the websites, check out the city website. We'll be sharing updates on those plans. You'll get to see them, sort of form in real time. They'll upload chapters as they finish them. So it's pretty cool. Current projects. Let's see, I mentioned Trick or Treat and Schmecken Fest. Those are coming up. In between those will also be Small Business Saturday. My colleague Diana is sort of taking the lead on organizing those things. So if those are things that you're wanting to participate in, please let her know. I believe she's trying to get the word out there. There's no perfect means of doing that necessarily. We can send emails and take forms by in person all day. But if you're watching this and you think, wait a minute, I want to do those things, call Diana, give us a call at our office, call Diana. She can get you squared away with those. So those are the fall events. And
now, when is Trick or Treat? Which day is that?
Trick or Treat. Yeah, a little confusing. So it's Thursday, October 30th. It's not Friday the 31st. Between football game and all the various things, people going out of town. We want it to be something that we can get a lot of people to come participate in. We want it to be a true community event. So we're doing it on Thursday, October 30th, starting at 4. I'll go 4 to 6. Just come be a part of it. If you're coming just as a participant, just show up and start walking around. There'll be people giving out candy, people doing games and activities. It's a real fun time for sure. And then Small Business Saturday is always the Saturday after Thanksgiving. It's sort of just a celebration of local business. So, as the fourth quarter of the year kind of starts up, a lot of people are going to go to the big box stores and big retailers and stuff, and they'll go buy Christmas gifts and whatnot. And there's certainly a place for that. Oh, yeah. But we definitely also want to make sure we support our local businesses. And that's a more direct benefit to you as well. I mean, because when you shop local, you're not putting money in the wallet of a CEO who lives, elsewhere in the country. That's supporting your neighbors. It's supporting, kids in our community. It helps do a lot of things to directly benefit your neighbors, because when our neighbors are doing well, we're doing well. Right.
And these business owners put a lot on the line, a lot of time in, and I think they've done a good job with their stores. They look great. Yeah. So yes, please come out and support us.
A lot of them do special deals that day too, so definitely be on the lookout for that. And then finally, Schmecken Fest, probably the one people look forward to the most, I would say, at least from what we hear. Schmecken Fest, it's always the first Thursday in December, sort of kick off to the holiday season. There'll be wassail, there'll be food booths. We'll have a little parade and whatnot. And of course, everyone's favorite Santa and Mrs. Claus will be there as well. So.
Well, and that is like one of the quintessential small town events. I really love that event.
Mm-hmm.
Being newer here, that event just really blew my socks off. How well done it is, and it feels so community.
Yeah, it takes a lot of people. I say it's something we're doing, but I mean, really, we help a lot of logistics and kind of coordination. But we get such participation from our community. We get so many businesses and organizations who want to come out and do the wassail and compete for the title of Schmeckenmeister. And we get so many nonprofit groups that want to do provide food for people. People who just want to come perform. I think our German club's done dance performances. Last year, I believe Crosspoint did some Christmas music in the corner.
They did.
They're on Main Street in Colorado. So it's fun stuff. We get to do really fun things when it comes to stuff like that. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun too. So those are coming up. Those are taking up a lot of bandwidth, obviously. Some of our tourism stuff I mentioned. I also oversee tourism. We have a lot of things going on there. So we're doing some broader tourism initiatives for our community.
Mm-hmm.
We're hoping to have kind of a website launched, sometime next year that we can use to help bring people in. Tourism, they'll show up, they'll spend their money, they'll leave. It supports our business, but it reduces the overall burden and strain on city services. So it's a good way to help make revenue to pay for things around here at the city.
Yeah, it's a great program. No, we love having tourists. Like you say, they come in, shop a little bit, and then they go home outside the city. So, it's nice to have that additional revenue.
So we're working on some stuff like that. We're also, partnering with people to do tourism. It can't be just us. And we've got some really awesome assets in our community that we're working with. So we meet every other month at the moment, do a hospitality huddle. One of our our attractions, if you will, host it, and so we get to meet there. We talk about whatever subjects are really on our minds. I think most recently we talked about print and digital advertising, some different ways you can use those to help promote what you have to people. And then another component of that is also our tourism grant program. We help administer it as staff. We work with a committee of the city council to help give out some tourism funds from our motel fund. To help folks go and bring people in to our community. So that's our tourism component. Communications, it's a big one we're emphasizing right now. We're doing it right now. Stuff like these videos that we're doing. We want to tell you what your city's doing. We're excited to share it with you, and so that's why you're going to see this video and others similar to it. So sometimes it'll be Jack sitting down and talking with folks like me. Other times, we're going to ask you for questions. We want to answer your questions. We'd like to be able to. And so, in fact, in the comments of this post, we're going to have a link you can go to, submit questions to us, sometime within the next week or so. Because, you guys have a lot of questions, obviously. I'm one person. I don't do all of it necessarily. So I'd like for you to submit your questions, and then what I want to do is go and get answers to those questions and share those with you. So we'll kind of have a flow like that, where sometimes it'll be sort of more of an interview with the city staff talking about current things going on.
Sometimes it'll be Q&A.
Yeah.
When we get a bunch of questions set up, we'll start answering them and getting you answers to whatever is on your mind.
Yeah, and we hope to get to all of them. I mean, y'all could just blow us out of the water on this, and we may not have time to answer them all in one video, but we definitely hope to, if we don't get to them right, in that exact video, maybe we'll do a second one to answer more of them. So
I have a feeling we'll probably do multiple.
Yeah, most likely. Most likely. So
which is good.
Yeah. So please make sure you tell us your questions. We'd like to be able to answer them. You'll get those in within the next week. Hopefully in maybe 2 weeks' time, we will have another video like this where we're answering those questions. So that's sort of what we got going on.
Well,
not that much, right?
No. No, I guess, well, at least you're not bored.
No,
That's the thing.
There's always something to do.
There is always something to do. And so I really appreciate all the effort you and your team do.
Yeah.
It's good work. We're looking forward to seeing what happens here in the future with more events and as the programming and new businesses open and venues open. It's going to afford a lot more opportunities for some activities going on in downtown, and it's an exciting time for Downtown La Grange. And so, well, thank you for all your work.
Yeah, thank you, and thank y'all. We do what we do because y'all live here. So thank y'all for enabling us to also be able to go out and do our jobs. It's a special thing. I think most people who work here, they definitely do it because they care about the town, and so it's, I guess what I'm getting at is just thanks for giving us a reason, to answer the question of why do we do it.
Yes, very much so. We do appreciate you, and thank you so much for your time and watching our video.
Yeah, thank y'all.